Hey guys, just a quick update before we get into the video. The Tiktacular last night was fantastic. We had over 140 people for over 9 hours, gave away over 500 Sunbeam and a ton of weapons. I just want to say thank you guys for coming out, showing some support. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun to do that. Hopefully we can do another one. And number two, another quick update is just, I know there are a lot of YouTubers making videos and builds, and everybody has to think of their own unique spin on it. Again, I'm going to use the TV analogy where you want to see content, it's all going to be the same. You just decide on which person you like to watch. So if you do choose to check out this channel and the way we do things here, I appreciate that too. And with that being said, let's get into the video. I really hate the Bundlebuss. I've gotten hundreds of requests to do builds, to check out this hero, to check out that loadout, to check out everything, and it's hard to sometimes decide which one I want to do next. And this is what I ended up with. I tried my best to make a first shot Rio Bundlebuss build in particular. The Bundlebuss is arguably one of the best, if not the best, assault rifle in the entire game. It does everything. One of the highest single target damaging guns in the entire game. It also has AoE with the explosion, and if you flick your wrist, you can turn it into a trash mob clearing machine. The issue I have with the Bundlebuss, which I already covered, is that the math behind the gun just doesn't work ever. We're always getting different numbers, we're always doing different things, the numbers just don't add up, and they never have. I was hoping maybe that in this video or in this update, I'd be able to figure it out once and for all, but that seems to be a fallacy. There's just nothing that I can do that actually gives me the numbers I want, and it becomes an issue. But with that being said, it's still a fantastic gun, and I did make a build around it. Now, there are a lot of builds out there that basically do the same thing, but this one is slightly different. This is my own spin on probably the highest single target damage soldier you can make. We originally set out to use Rio, but quickly learned that might not be the best. So let's get into it, guys. This is the best assault rifle damage soldier I could come up with. Originally, I set out to do this build with first shot Rio. As you can see, after reloading assault weapons, the next 6 shots have a 100% critical hit chance. Now, what I thought to myself is the Bundlebuss shoots 8 bullets per button click. So I was assuming that the first 6 out of those 8 would be crits. And after inspecting the footage that I recorded frame by frame, it seems to be the case. Every bullet that comes out of that gun on the first button click definitely does crit. In this case, I kept finding elemental smashers, and it was hitting from 27k up to 33k. And the reason that number differentiates is because, well, we'll go over that in the rest of the build. While doing this footage though, I kept thinking to myself, is this the best we could possibly do? And honestly, once I made a change, it is not. Even though these crit for 100% of the chance, it's only 1 round of the gun, and you lose out on a lot more DPS. Now, you could, if you wanted to, always reload after the first shot, but that makes you lose out on even more damage. Reloading every single shot on a Bundlebuss, which doesn't have the fastest reload speed to begin with, is kind of painstakingly annoying and doesn't really work for you. So what can you do here? Well, after playing around with it sometimes, I realized that adding Sledgehammer as your commander instead of Rio really increases the damage. Now, there is one negative caveat here, is since we are doing a single target damage build, we are not focusing on Warcry, but Rio definitely has the better kit. We all know that minigun is subpar at best, and Warcry helps the team, does a lot of damage, is a great button for those oh shit moments, and is just an all-around fantastic ability. Sledgehammer does not have it, but Sledgehammer's team perk, or what commander perk rather, is assault crit damage by 225%. Ridiculous numbers. With a double crit damage Bundlebuss, you'll be at 420% crit damage with about 35% crit chance. This allows for ridiculous numbers. With the rest of the build on the last clip, you're hitting for almost 1 million. It's a fantastic build, so if you are interested in not helping your team by bringing Warcry and you want the highest numbers you're going to get, it's definitely with Sledgehammer. Sadly, because Rio is one of the coolest looking models in the game. But now that we have that out of the way, and if we're talking numbers here, this is definitely the character to go to. Let's talk about the team perk. The team perk, you can do a couple of things here. The Bundlebuss with its weird shot, low magazine size, preemptive strike is definitely an option. However, I like keep out. The bigger grenades just makes me feel better in AoE situations if my abilities are on cooldown. The best option here would be hot swap, but you'd have to change out all of these characters, and we're not willing to trade that DPS off for something like this. So in this case, we can go keep out. So the team perk is done, the commander is done, you guys know why. Let's get into the team bonuses. Let me just say, before we get into the support teams, is that yes, I know there are other builds that use Sledgehammer. Yes, I know they are not the same as mine, and there might be a build out there on YouTube that is the same as mine. But like I said earlier, this is just my thoughts and opinions on a character like this. Another thing is that I always push the limits of a character. I never try to round them off. If there is an average character, a strong character that's like physical, or like a mage, I'm always picking the top end, the weird ones. I'm never trying to make an average character. And with that being said, this is the build I've come up with. First Assault Rio is here for after reloading assault weapons, the next 2 shots have a 100% critical chance. The reason we're using this is the Bundlebuss is a hard-hitting per bullet gun. Not the hardest in the game, but it's definitely up there. It shoots slow with a low rate of fire, so that means each bullet usually on a gun like this hits harder. So the first 2 out of the clip will be crits, which is awesome for us. Next up, we're going to do Startup. As you can notice, there are no Warcry buffs here because we do not have Warcry. Every shot increases ranged damage by 1% up to a maximum of 25 stacks. That means on a Bundlebuss, you have 4 button presses to use the entire clip. That last button press is going to hit for an extra 25% damage. Meaning that once you get through the clip, the last one can hit for over 1 million. Locked and Reloaded, after reloading, increases weapon damage by 15% for 5 seconds. Switching weapons removes this buff. The funny thing about the Bundlebuss is it takes about 3 seconds to shoot the entire clip, allowing you to get an extra 15% damage plus the startup, so we're at 40% extra damage for the entire time. Basically, as long as you're killing targets and shooting targets and reloading after the clip is done, you are good to go. An extra 40% damage is insane considering that you're hitting for an extra 420% extra crit damage. Make It Rain. Now, this is something that I definitely usually tell people not to go with, and here is something that you can absolutely change if you want to. I hate headshot damage. In this game where it's unnecessary, headshot damage doesn't make sense to me. There is no real aspect or instance in this game where headshot damage is going to make or break a build, and it's been proven multiple times that crit chance and crit damage are better. But there aren't really better perks that you would want to use for a build like this. But if you were to change it, these are the options I would go with. Would either do Survivalist, which eliminations heal you for 39 base health over 3 seconds. That scales with your power level, so it's a decent heal. Or maybe if you want to do something like Mad Tidings. This I originally had in the build, and I feel like it was just too much work because you can't get the full stacks. Firing a ranged weapon grants 1 stack of Holiday Spirit up to 50 stacks. Each stack of Holiday Spirit increases ranged weapon damage by 1% but decreases weapon stability. We don't care about the weapon stability because again we're using the Bundlebuss, but the ranged weapon damage, you can only get it up to about 30 stacks before you have to reload, and you're not getting the full effect of the perk. So that's why I switched it to Make It Rain. Although I don't like Make It Rain, it's usable in this build, and if you can hit the headshots with a Bundlebuss from far away, then it's definitely worthwhile. I just normally do not recommend headshot damage on anything. So if you do want to try Mad Tidings, feel free. I had it in the build originally, but I took it out because I just feel like you're not getting the full effect. Lastly, of course, we're going to go here and assault damage. This is from Havoc, I believe, and it gives you obviously assault rifle damage up to 17%. So at the last clip of the bullet, guys, we are doing a total of 57% extra assault rifle damage on top of our 420% crit damage, allowing for incredible numbers, huge numbers, one-shotting smashers, even with this new update. And it's just an incredible, selfish soldier build. Before we wrap this up, I just want to know that I am aware there's a ninja / assault rifle build out there that has a possibility of doing more DPS than this build during hang time, possibly. I know it exists, I just haven't had time to test it. There's just too much content here that I'm trying to chew through. So it is on the list of things to do. Also, this video was gonna be Rio versus Sledgehammer, but I think I'm gonna save that for another day and just focus this video on the fact that Sledgehammer with the Bundlebuss and maybe a Pain Train is probably the highest single target damage you can get in the game with assault rifles. Granted, it's a selfish build as you're not bringing anything to the team fight except damage, but at least you get to see big numbers pop up. If you guys want to check me out, I stream 6 days a week over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Roundedtiktak. I would love for you guys to stop by. We just had a huge celebration and it was a lot of fun. Do you think I got this build right? Is there something I could have changed to make it better? Do you have any suggestions? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know down in the comments below. If you have any ideas of more builds to check out, let me know down there as well, and I will get to them. If you guys want to join the Discord, feel free. It's in the description as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Tic Tac out.